Welcome back to Axis Anime. My name is Henshin Ikeda, and today I'll be doing a walkthrough and review of One Piece episode 605. And if you remember from last episode, we find out Sanji and Nami have switched back in their original bodies. So sad, too bad. But moving on past that, we get a little cutscene with Luffy and Robin. Now, Luffy tells Robin to do something in private, but we have no idea what he even told her, let alone what she's going to be doing. So I can't wait to find out the truth behind that. But moving on past that, we're taking a little cutscene with Smoker, Law, and Luffy. Apparently, they're breaking away from the rest of the group to find Caesar Clown and, of course, Virgo. Now, Smoker is going after Virgo, while Law and Luffy will be kidnapping Caesar Clown. However, Smoker has no idea what Law and Luffy are really after. So this is getting interesting. A temporary alliance is good and it's very useful right now, but what happens when everything is said and done? I can't wait to find out. Now the rest of G5, the Straw Hats, and everyone else, they're going to be heading to room 66. Now on their way to room 66, they're going to attempt to bring back the kids which were kidnapped. I mean, that does make sense, of course. Now, Tashigi, which is a captain, of course, has been put in charge of G5, while Smoker is going after Virgo. And again, her main objective is to retrieve the kids which were kidnapped and get the hell out of Dodge and head for room 66, which is supposed to lead to the sea. And again, that's where the episode ends. On my final thought rating at the end of the clip. So stay tuned. But let's dive right on in. So we open up this episode with Caesar Clown. Now, Caesar Clown is pissed because he just found out the Straw Hats, Law, Smoker, G5 have invaded his laboratory. And guess what, fans? It's being broadcasted live. What a dumbass. Okay, I understand. Caesar Clown had an experiment. Smiley evolved. The whole point is selling the project, his experiment, maybe. Who knows? The thing is, you left your cameras on, and it caught all the shit that happened, and now you're fucked. And you let the cameras keep rolling. That was even funnier. But anyways, putting that aside, Caesar Clown is pissed off. Now he knows the truth, and it's hilarious. But what about Chopper? Chopper is still in the same room as Caesar Clown. However, Chopper has now escaped. He's no longer in the same room. He kind of slowly walked away. Come on, he's small. Of course Chopper's going to get away. But it was kind of funny. He was like sneaking out. I assumed Caesar Clown knew Chopper was in the room. I was waiting for him to turn around and do something, but he doesn't. Like a dumbass. I was hoping Virgo might do something, but maybe he was the one responsible for throwing that little note to Chopper. Who knows? That might have been Law, it might have been, Monet. We really don't know. But putting that aside, we're taking to another cutscene with Caesar Clown. Now, Caesar Clown attempts to isolate Building A, which is the first building when you enter the laboratory where everyone was first at when Smiley was attacking. Now, basically, Caesar Clown wants to cut off Building A from Building B so he can let Smiley inside Building A, let the gas consume everyone, and pretty much kill everyone in general. Or in this case, I call it fossilizing. I just came up with that term like a few seconds ago, but you know what I'm talking about. Basically, he wants Smiley to paralyze everyone that's in Building A, or whatever Smiley does in his new form, of course, put them to rest by opening up Building A. That's the main plan, plain and simple. But I can't wait to see this backfire because you know it's going to backfire. So we're moving on past that to a new scene with a new character. Now this new character that's being introduced is called Machete. I shit you not. This character's name is Machete. Now Machete is the gatekeeper of Building B. And I guess this character is supposed to be a former pirate. Doesn't really look that scary, and it looks like this character has spider legs, kind of like spider legs, but Luffy is really not impressed with this character. Yeah, it's kind of funny, and he just passes right by, so Luffy's not impressed. And this character has a very, very short role, and so sad, too bad, Luffy kind of just shifts on by, defeats this spider-legged former pirate creature called Machete, and he goes to the next room. Now we're taking to a little cutscene with G5. Now, G5 attempts to fight Zoro's group. Yeah, we no longer have a Sanji group or, a Nami's group. It's now Zoro's group since Luffy has gone and, Zoro's second in command, technically. So, G5 is now fighting the rest of the Straw Hats that are with Zoro. like, wait a minute, aren't they supposed to be working in unison? What about this temporary treaty? Well, apparently Smoker didn't tell anyone about this temporary treaty, nor did Tashigi. So I thought that was kind of funny. And out of nowhere, we get to see Tashigi versus Zoro. I shit you not. That is what I've been waiting for. They are a great pair when they're fighting, although Zoro will always win. However, the matchup is Tashigi versus Zoro, but it's a no-go. I was like, wait, this was the perfect setup, and you're gonna fucking screw us now? No, here's Tashigi, here's Zoro, swords are out, cards are on the table, fight. It's a no-go. They're not fighting. It's done. It's not happening. And Tashigi just updates G5 on what really is going on. So Tashigi tells G5, no, we're not fighting the Straw Hats, leave them alone. In fact, we're here to save the kids which were kidnapped. So G5's new goal is to get back the kids which were kidnapped. That's their goal. And basically to let these Straw Hats alone. Leave them alone in general. Okay, that wasn't so hard, but you know, Tashigi could have said something sooner instead of letting them fight Zoro, because, you know, just putting that out there, of course. Now, we are taking a little cutscene with Robin. Now, Robin catches up after she does whatever Luffy told her to do. So, Robin has joined the fight. She's with Zoro's group. I'm like, it's about time. But what did she do? We have no idea. So, it, like, took, what, a couple seconds? What did she do? Spray paint the wall saying the Straw Hats were here? Steal something valuable? Light something on fire? Leave the door open for Smiley, maybe? Who knows? We really don't know. But anyways, Robin has joined up with Zoro's group, and her task has been completed. As for Caesar Clown, all I can say is he's pissed off even more than he was before, and Caesar Clown orders the cannons from outside to fire on Building A, since Building B has now been sealed off, or it's about to be fully sealed off. Which doesn't make any sense because the doors are very slowly closing, and Caesar Clown orders his men that are outside, or I should say, he orders the cannons which are outside to fire on Building A, and, you know, Smiley starts to leak in the building after the cannons were fired, so Smiley is now in Building A, no surprise there. G5 is the only thing left in its way. So you see G5 running away from Smiley, and they're being picked off one by one. They're being paralyzed in like a crystal-like form, you know, with that kind of like that cloudy gas that comes from Smiley. And G5, holy shit, the whole crew, I should say, like about half of the crew is already gone, and we're not even finished. It gets even better. Toward the end of the episode, we find out G5 is helping Tashigi out. It's getting very emotional, very intense, and we see some of G5 kind of toss Tashigi over to room B, or should I say laboratory B, because all the doors were shutting. So most of G5 didn't make it, and instead of letting them, you know, all die, it's like, wait a minute, Tashigi, you're our captain. You're here to save us and lead us on since Smoker's not here. You need to survive. Cut your losses. You can't save the rest of the crew. They fling her over, and she makes it into Building B. And it got really intense, really emotional, and I loved every single part of it. Now, I should also point out, Zoro's group and G5 group, they make it into Building B. At least most of G5, you know, some of the members didn't make it, some of them did. But anyway, Zoro's group made it, G5's group made it. Sadly, Tashigi made it, and she's getting all emotional and sobby. And again, it's very sad. Now, what's left of Building A at the end of the episode? Absolutely nothing. In fact, in Building A, Smiley is there, and the gas is in there. Building B and everything else is safe. And that's where the episode ends. As for final thoughts, well, first of all, what did Robin do? I think that's the biggest question. It took her a couple of seconds, but what did she do for Luffy? I have no idea. What did Luffy tell Robin to do? Sorry, that's the big question. Moving on past that, what is Caesar Clown going to do next? And are we going to see more pirates that are Devil Fruit users within the laboratory that are part of Caesar Clown's crew? We really don't know. And what is Virgo and Monet going to do next? I think that's a bigger question. And what about Chopper? Is he going to actually make it to where the kids which were kidnapped are and give them the antidote? We really don't know. I hope Chopper makes it, to be honest. I'm rooting for the little guy. But again, that is it for my final thoughts. As per my rating, 2.5 out of 5. I wasn't feeling the episode too much. No new information, but the drama was definitely there. With Tashigi, drama was there. We saw it. Bam. G5. I kind of doubted you because you were, made up of the weirdest crew. You guys weren't even that popular. You're the lowest of the Navy, and yet somehow you wowed me, plain and simple. You showed a lot of strength. I mean, you chose your captain over half of your crew just because of the predicament you were in. And I love the emotion that was built up there. But again, final rating, 2.5 out of 5. And that is it for my walkthrough review of One Piece episode 605. Definitely comment down below. Let me know. Thumbs up, thumbs down. Definitely subscribe. Check me out on Twitter and follow me if you like. Let me know what you thought of this episode, and let me know what you think is going to happen in the next episode that's coming out. Also, check out my forum. I'll leave everything in the description down below. Check out my forum. Check out my other website. And, if you're in the mood, check out my petition. You can check that on my main channel or my website. One of the two. I'll try to link some of that down below. But again, guys, I gotta go. I gotta hit the bricks. Before I go, I gotta say it, and I always say it. You can't stop the access, but you can watch the feed. I'll see you later, guys.